Hey, I am streaming, in theory, in principle. How's it going? Yeah, it's actually actually streaming this week. Yeah, I'm actually streaming 1 week after the last time I streamed, which is, uh, yeah, pretty wild times. Boot the game again. Make sure it's all good. Unlike last time I streamed, I immediately the game would not run. So this time we're actually good. Although, wow, that's a weird thing that just happened. So lots of weird stuff. Yeah, shortest week ever. Yeah, shortest week ever. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, last week I was working on this grappling hook, which I polished a little bit more. Although there's some weird bugs just now. But yeah, I polished it a tiny bit more from after the stream earlier this week. And so that's working. I'm pretty happy with it. I added so when I started the stream last time, I was trying to do the grappling hook started off as a 45-degree angle, and then that wasn't working, so I just went horizontal only. But now I've added a bit of diagonal back if you hold up or down. So if you hold up and do it, it does a slight angle, and same with down, so you can I don't know, go slightly down and slightly up. And I feel like that's kind of cool feeling, or just horizontal. And I'm pretty happy with that. And then I added a few other things. There were some bugs at the end of last stream where you could grab onto slopes and then you'd hang onto the slopes really weird. So that doesn't happen anymore. Now you just the player just lets go. And same with underhanging slopes. You just start falling, which feels pretty good. Yeah. And then the other major thing that I changed or worked on this week, I didn't have a lot of time to work on this during the weekday, but I reworked tiles a lot, so the tile rendering is a lot better. So there's actually good different tiles here that actually, I don't know, there's layering to them, so they can kind of be on top of each other, and I can sort the layering, so I can put I put the garden that's below the subway one, for example, and now the subway one's drawn on top, or the garden one could be on top, for example. So yeah. What kind of collision detection do you use? I'm using separating axis theorem. So everything is just a convex polygon or a line. And so the player's a quad, and then there's circles. I think that's a circle, and then lines. And so separating axis theorem is pretty simple. It just finds the shortest push out distance between two overlapping shapes, and that's basically all I'm doing right now. There's some finicky stuff that I have to figure out. I actually know how I'm going to solve it already, but yeah, there's a few edge cases that do not behave nicely right now. Specifically, actually, at the start of the stream when I just started, there was a weird one where the player thought they were falling, but they weren't on the very edge of this platform, which I've noticed a few times, which I want to fix. So there's a bunch of small caveats here and there, but yeah, it mostly works. Yeah, you can suggest a power up for sure. Yeah, the power up for this area. This is not the tile set for this area. This is just kind of me testing. But the plan for this area is kind of floating towers, almost condo towers, floating up into the sky. And then you're gonna use. That's why I want a grappling hook for this one, because I think it'll be cool to kind of going through cloudy areas with these big cement crates, and then you can use this to get around it, which I think will be cool. The camera angle is slightly off. Can't tell. Oh, my my webcam camera. Oh, hey Tariq, how's it going? I hope you have made it back safely and stuff. Is C# or C++ more enjoyable than making a 2D game? Honestly, like I don't think either is more enjoyable. I like both for different reasons. I honestly think that like the programming language doesn't matter that much, and if you have fun with it, then like yeah, whatever works for you. I used C# for years. I still love C#. I think C# is still my favorite language. It's just really nice for the stuff I like to do. But I enjoy C++ for different reasons too, and it kind of depends on the day. But yeah, I do like C++ a lot for other, like there's, I don't know, there's trade-offs, and it's really a preference, so like, whatever you're excited about, I don't think there's any like you can make a game in either, and it's going to work out well. But yeah, these days I'm doing a lot more C++ just because it's what I'm more excited about, and I've been having fun with it and learning it and stuff, so yeah. Let me open a sprite. It's gonna drag it off screen for a second while I figure out tiles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so these are the tile sets I was working on. I mean, they're not actually, this is basically not a tile set yet. This is like the subway one I wanted, so I want to use this one. I'm using it a lot in this room right now, but I wanted it for like these kind of rooms with the actual like subway system. But it needs a lot of variations. Like there's only one version of each tile. And the way I have it set up is like you can make like new frames, and then these are variations. So I could add like cracked versions or something. And now they'll show up as like variation if I reload. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I haven't done that yet. So at some point I'll go through and like actually work on tiles a lot more, and make like better variations of everything. Which will be fun. But yeah, today I think I'm going to work on actually like starting some mechanics for this first area, which I'm thinking is going to be like, yeah, like I said, kind of like a concrete floating tower thing. It's gonna be interesting seeing if I can make like outdoors make sense in this palette. Like I only have 4 colors, so it's gonna be hard to balance like, oh, like indoor spaces versus outdoor spaces, because you can't tell if the background is like an interior or an exterior because there's only 4 colors. Like the sky background is probably still gonna just be dark like this, but I'm gonna try some stuff. There might be ways I can work around it. Unless it's C++22. Yeah, yeah, I might not use C++. There's no C++22 either. It's C++23. Yeah, you can use. I think doesn't what's his name? Hacks do that, like HAXE, like hacks. Pretty sure that compiles to C++. Yeah. Nim 2. I haven't tried Nim, I've seen it. But I've never tried it. Yeah, okay. Actually, I don't know why I closed the game. I'm just gonna boot it up again and look at these maps. Also, I think this palette's kind of cool, but I think this area, I'm gonna try keeping it kind of blue like this. I think this is closer to the actual palette I want for this area. Although I think as you climb these, like get further into the level, I probably will change the palette occasionally to like, I think the palette changing slightly will be cool for like progression, like you're making like it makes it feel like you're going places if the palette's slowly shifting a little bit. But I think to start with it'll be something like this. Maybe not all blue. Like one thing I don't like about this right now is just like everything's blue, so I might do a sort of purple color for this, like something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, my brother added these crates, but he wasn't sure how to add gravity, so I'm gonna quickly give these gravity. Okay, just smite. This might work. I don't know if this is gonna work actually. Oh, these crates of glass, solid type. Oh. Okay. What the hell? Why are these falling to the ground? Oh, the movie doesn't have a collider. Oh, he added two. Okay, this is a mistake here. This needs to be... I feel like movers just find the first collider. That doesn't exist. Okay. Hax's action chip 3 plus some cool language features. Yeah, I did a lot of Flash in the day, like back in the day. Yeah, I've seen Hax. It looks very similar. Okay, now it's just janky. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna make these fall yet because this is a problem with my movement code that I've been wanting to like rework for a while. I just haven't yet. So there's gonna be some oddities here. So yeah, I'm just not gonna make these fall yet. Yeah, I'll just come back to this entirely. I'm not gonna work on this today on stream because it's gonna be like really slow to like rework the moving code. But yeah, I will work on that later. So yeah, I think maybe I'll start with. I think I'm not gonna work on a tile set. I'm going to just use the subway tile set for this area. And then I might work on some background stuff because I want to make it feel like you're in the clouds as you go up. So we'll see. Getting to the FP mindset. What is the FP mindset? Flash something? Flash punk? There's Flash punk. I used that a lot back in like 2010. Okay. And I think I actually want to start working on enemies today too, hopefully. One thing I want to do is, because I'm working on the grappling hook, I want to add doors you can like grab and rip off. I think that would be cool. But to do that, I'm going to need some way so that like objects can know they're like, or the grappling hook can know that something is grabbable. Which I don't have right now at all. So yeah, oh, and I'm going to turn off Fmod warnings because I got Fmod actually running. Last time I just turned Fmod off. Now Fmod's on, but it's giving all these warnings because it does. Yeah, I just want to remove warnings for now. Actually, I'll just turn off. The player's just trying to play sounds that don't exist anymore. So let's turn those off on the player for now. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. That's the only thing that's trying to play sounds. Oh, functional programming. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I want to make a thing. I think I want to make like a door, basically. That's a really big sprite. I think I want this to be like, it only needs to be 12 wide. This is wide. Like the tiles in this game are 12 wide, and I want it to be 3 tiles tall, I think. I just did 4 tiles. I should switch my palette. I should make a custom palette so that I can just like, I don't remember how to actually do this. I think I just go like that. Maybe I need one more for transparency, and this can be black. This can be like, I should do this in general just so I have it. Something like that. Wait, no, that has to be lower if I'm going black first. This should be like, whoa. And then this should be like, I don't know. doesn't actually matter exactly what the colors are because the palette shader just like snaps to the closest. So as long as it's close. Okay. And then can I save this palette? Save palette as preset. Sure. Okay. Actually, I might want to make this slightly wider because I think this should be a full tile wide, but I want some like padding on it. So I'll just do 36 by 36 so I can like draw this nicer. What's this IDE? This is Visual Studio. So this is just like Visual Studio 2022 with I think Dracula theme I have on it, so the colors are nicer. And then this editor, when I launched the game, is just my own custom one. This thing is my own custom one, just using Deer MGUI. So it's like it's just Deer MGUI. If you Google search that, there's a GitHub repo for it, and it's just the thing that handles this UI. But it's my custom thing built using that UI system. And this is Asprite, which is a really good pixel art editor. How do I want to do this? What should this door look like? I actually don't know. I want it to be like a big door you like can rip off of the wall with the grappling hook. But I actually don't know what it should look like, so cool if I had like some bolts or something go into it. These might be too big. Oh dear, oh thank you. Sorry, I'm saying it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the link. Would you say you're rather lighthearted? I've been trying to reconcile being focused in distress and not being serious. Yeah, I think I think I'm lighthearted most of the time. I definitely don't try to take my work super seriously in certain aspects. Yeah, there's moments where I take it seriously, I guess, but I think finding like not taking yourself too seriously is probably good in general for certain aspects of making stuff, like any creative art form. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just a generally chill person, I guess. I find it hard to like stay too serious about stuff I'm making for too long. You thought you wasn't that serious? Right. No, you're cool. I don't mind. I remove myself from the seriousness, even if I thought I wasn't that serious. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I feel like for that conversation, I need to like probably. It's hard to express that stuff online, I guess. Like, I think I understand where you're coming from, but I don't totally know if I understand the nuances of what you're saying. But yeah, I think in general when I'm making stuff, I just kind of try to like not take it too serious while still like, yeah, I guess being serious about implementations of things and like finding the best way to do certain stuff, but also just trying to have fun with it and like, you know, understand it ultimately is like I'm making a video game. And so I think if you take like any art form too seriously, it kind of like, I don't know, it's good to like to be able to like, I don't know, laugh at stuff sometimes, or like be able to like take a step back and yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling now too. Vault door, I guess. I don't know this week. Yeah, I definitely think if you're not finding games fun to make, then maybe it's good to step back and think about like why you're making them or the parts you do find fun about them. I mean, making games isn't always fun for sure. There's aspects of like making video games, especially when it becomes like a job, that I do not find that fun. Especially when you get closer to finishing games or the business aspects of making games, I do not enjoy. I don't think I like these lines. But I think I will do a pattern. I think this is a good pattern. Something in here, just make it not completely linear. Yeah. Okay, I'll try this to start with. And I need an origin. Yeah, I think I'll just put origin there. That makes sense. Okay. Then I'll just copy the crate. And then I'm gonna need a way to I get serious about language stuff for sure. I guess I get serious with my tools. I definitely like my tools to be a specific way, and when they're not that way, it's really annoying. I think this is good. This is my little factory that I've kind of simplified that creates the object. So I'll need to add this to the. I don't need to store any of this stuff. Also, I want to make this an actor behavior, which means I can use my init function, which can take JSON object, which I'm not going to actually use, but it's just nice to have that. I can add like fields to objects that then get passed in as JSON. And so if it's an actor behavior, it can actually take that data properly. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. Okay, so this is there. This is 36 tall, I think, and it's solid, but you can't hit it. Neutral is just like allegiance, so there's like player, enemy, and neutral, so like crates are neutral. But this thing you can't actually attack. Maybe I'll make it so you can attack later, but for now you can't attack it. So it doesn't need a body. Body is the things that make it so it can't get hit. I'm gonna move this up here. Okay, this should now exist at least. I just have to add it to my list of actors. Did I? Oh yeah. I kind of wish this function existed, just like. Maybe this function just be like a static in here or something, but whatever. For now, this is fine. So that adds to the factory. So I should be able to place this now. It won't do anything yet, but I should be able to place it. Although I'm realizing now other interactable things are white, so maybe I'll edit this palette in a second. But it looks like it can fit here, so that looks pretty cool. Yeah, okay. That's actually not too bad. It needs to just be white, I think, so it stands out as like an interactable object instead of whatever it is right now. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. So now I want to see if you can grab it. And then instead of you going to it, I want you to pull it. Which just means I think that I need like some way, basically a component that describes the action of like what happens. Do I use some kind of tree ACS for one or some kind of mono behavior? It's a lot closer to a mono behavior kind of thing. So for example, I'm even doing a really hacky thing where like there's entities and components and worlds. Worlds are just like the container. So they don't do any, worlds don't do anything except contain the components and the entities. And then entities are closer to the, like, in Celeste, entities actually had behavior on them. Entities could do things. So you'd override entity, add components to it, and then have custom code in there. Whereas in this version, entities are basically just a container of components. They have a position, which is unlike some ECSs, but everything in this game needs a position. So entities have a position, and then they have a list of their components. And then finally, components have state, and they also have behavior. So I don't have systems, right? Oh, I do actually have systems, but they're not like an ECS system. Systems are kind of almost like singleton components that I just need like, I don't remember what the systems are, but like there's a map system, a combat system, camera system, things that just need to exist in the world, but are not like, kind of like singletons almost for the world. And then components have all their behavior inside of them. So like a true ECS, usually components are just data, and then you have systems that interact with the components to actually do behavior. Which I think is a good idea for larger games, but since this game is pretty small and simple, my components are just like, they're just that combined, so closer to mono behaviors in like Unity or whatever. And so, yeah, that's kind of where that's at. And then the other thing is like my actual actors, like the objects that do stuff, they're also just components. So, like this, there's special components that extend the actor behavior basically. So, and then they basically when they're created, when they're attached to an entity, they add other components to that entity. So they're kind of like a manager component that do like actor behavior. So like, where's it? Like the bramble, for example, it adds like a sprite, and then it has like some behavior for doing different things, and it stores like references to other components. So basically, there's often the system ends up having this kind of situation where I'm kind of creating like custom components per actor type. Which is a little bit weird, but it's kind of just a convenient place. Yeah. Hey, I've been pretty good. How are you? What kind of entity would need a position? Yeah, there's situations like it depends on how I want to say like the breadth of your breadth I can't say that word of your ECS. So if your ECS does stuff like GUI management and stuff, like all your UIs and your ECS2, then maybe it makes sense to have things not have positions, because maybe they have bounding boxes instead of positions. There's no positions, there's rectangles or something. So there's like situations that I think it's valid to be like, oh yeah, my ECS, like not everything has a position, therefore transform is a unique component. But for me, like everything has a position. Like I'm just using ECS as the game object handler, so everything has a position. Or there's other cases that I've seen where people want like there's 2D elements, so you have like your some kind of map system that's 2D, so then all the components in there use a 2D transform, but then your game is a 3D game, so then you need a 3D transform, but you want to use an ECS, like the same ECS system for both, so then you have a 2D transform component and a 3D transform component, and then you attach those to whichever objects need that. But then I'm always doing this thing, like I always find it really annoying where like, for a game like this where everything just has a 2D position, I don't want to constantly be like, I want to move this object, so like, find the transform 2D or whatever, and then like, move it or something. It's just kind of annoying. So for the scope of this project, I like just having it position inside entity. It's just, there's no reason not to. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used ECS for GUI stuff, but in principle, in theory, you could. I don't know if it would be nice. I guess if you have like good parenting or something, it might be fine. Did you use the doc library from the original Ace person? I used I don't know where the link is exactly, but Ace has like has a doc that has like the file format. So it's just a binary format, and you can parse it. I also have like let me see where I can probably open it. I'll just post it in the chat. I have my own I have my own little AcePrite parser that I wrote in C++. And I have one in C# too that's somewhere. I don't know where the C# one is anymore. But you can take a look at the C++ one if you're curious that I wrote. It's not complete. Like, it's missing a lot of stuff, but it works for like the stuff I need. Oh yeah, I think Qt headers might have an AcePrite parser as well, and it might actually be more complete than mine, because mine is like, it doesn't do blend modes, it doesn't do the new, like, AcePrite added like the tile system, which mine doesn't parse yet, stuff like that. So, but you can take a look how I did it if you're curious. It's not, the file format is not too bad. There's just like a few things you need to be aware of, but it's kind of like binary blocks, and you just parse the blocks. But there are existing ones around you can take a look at. Okay, so I want to make it so I can grapple onto this door and pull it out of the thing, which I'm not sure how this is all going to work out yet, but yeah, I'm going to add a new component called like grappleable. And then, what is bouncer? I think this is not used right now. Some of this code is like from the previous, like when I first started this game, and other stuff's from, yeah. Grapple. And there's going to be multiple behaviors, I think. Yeah, I'll come back to that. So there's either like it pulls the player to you, like, or either it cancels the grapple, like you cannot grapple this thing, it's like not nice to grapple, or it pulls the player to it, or the player pulls it, I think, are the ones, or it just does some behavior, some unique behavior. So I'm probably gonna add enum, grapple type, I don't know. So none, solid, I'll call it. I don't know, these are weird words. I'm gonna call it heavy, light. I don't know if I like these names. Heavy, light, and custom. We'll do some custom behavior. It is raining super hard. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone, but it's like, it is absolutely pouring outside right now. Pull player to us. Pull us to player. Some kind of custom thingy. We're more developed creating things. Yeah, there's a lot of fixing that happens, but I try to do on stream. I try to like skip stuff that's me just like iterating or fixing. Maybe I'll do a stream at some point that's more like that, where I'm actually just like fixing stuff. But like there's like the mover I was talking about. The mover is like my behavior that actually like handles motion between objects and solids. And at some point I need to like really refactor that because it's really old and fucked up. But right now I just want to work on new stuff. Hey, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Why does this keep saying it wants to generate? I wish this would not add, like it's just adding garbage to my, I need to turn this off. Visual Studio is trying to be useful where it's trying to add new files I create to my CMake file, which is cool, but it adds H files and then doesn't know that I rename files and then it just gets lost. So I need to turn that off. Okay, so type. I think I'll grapple type should default as probably heavy. I think I'm gonna actually I like solid more. You have an aspartate deserializer, wrote in Zig. Oh, that's cool. Aspartate deserializer in Zig sounds really neat. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, okay, I'll just start with this. This is like good for the second. I'm gonna leave this like this, and I'm gonna add this to vault door. So vault door doesn't need any of this stuff. The door needs a grappleable. That's a weird word. Okay, grapple. I'm just gonna call it that, and then we'll add that to this object. Grappleable. And then we'll set its grapple type to grapple type. I think custom, because this thing wants to it wants to get pulled towards the player, but in a weird way. Maybe we'll just try it. We'll try light. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. I'm not sure yet. I think this will be fine though. And I don't like the word light either. Like that seems kind of weird, but we'll live with it. Okay, so then I have that there. And then now I need to actually make it do something. So I have grapple. So this actually needs to grab onto. Get normal. Can aim slowly up and down. This needs to check the thing that we grabbed onto. So if we hit an object, grapple true, I want to hold on to the reference of the thing we grappled onto and then do different behaviors, this is gonna change the grapple code a bunch probably. Because I need a different state for oh, you're moving towards it, or it's moving towards you. So I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I think okay. I need to add components, grappleable. Grappleable. This word's. I don't know why it's so funny. Grapple. Okay. We have that. So then if the thing we touched we grappled onto, recast, does this tell me the thing I grabbed? Resolve. Slider. Okay, if we have this thing has a grappleable, we'll store it. And this goes to ST grapple. So actually I want to change this depending on the state of this, I guess. So if there is a thing that was grappleable, so solid walls don't have grappleable, you just pull towards them. But if there was a grappleable, and by default we're gonna go to the grapple state, but if the grappleable maybe I need to make this a different word because I am having trouble with this. It's my reference? Where's my code? Oh yeah, I can't fucking type this word. The grapple type is equal to grapple type none, and we'll cancel this entirely. We just cancel the grapple, or it should go into mist. I have a mist state, so I want to go M state equal to mist. Actually, let me just try this first. If I just, okay, I added this. Now let me just add this to the vault door out of curiosity. So it can't be grappled. I should just not be able to grapple. Except that I've introduced terrible syntax errors. Okay. I like how a single semicolon missing in C++ is like 300 compile errors. Yeah, okay, so that's, you just can't grab that. And I actually should change, there's like, it's playing the effect of being grabbed. So down here, I actually want to change this to if mstate is equal to grapple. At the end of this like stuff, we are going to want to do this. Grapple point, result point. This is only happening in this scenario. Okay, so thanks. I'm glad you like the grapple book. I think what I actually want to do is there's a difference between missed. Missed is that. That's what happens when you do not hit a thing. And now it's saying like, oh, like the door is just considered a miss, which is like, yeah, maybe. Actually, I do want to keep this out here because it means grapple just gonna have to mean that you hit something, because otherwise the point goes into it goes too far. So I want it to still stop at that solid. There we go. But yeah, I want it to behave differently. I'll probably do a different sprite. If it's something you can't grab onto, like right now, this door you will be able to grab onto, but if it's something you can't grab, the hand should get all like, I don't know, be like, I don't like icky feeling or something, do something weird so that it like, it looks like it obviously like does not like grabbing that thing. Let me see if I have the grapple sprite. Is it in here? Yeah, okay. No, that's not it. That's the grapple point that I don't use yet. Where is the actual, did I put it in here for some reason? Oh, it's probably in projectiles. I need to resort all this stuff. Yeah, so grab, and then like, I'll add another one like, oops, not 22. Another one where it's not happy. I don't know how to make an unhappy hand. Something where it's like, I want it to look like it's getting like, shocked or something. Like, just grows another finger. Thanks. Yeah, I thought it'd be funny to do like the grappling hook is just like a hand kind of. Okay, we'll start. This is good enough for now. I just drew this over the wrong frame. That's cool. Undo, undo. What is happening? Where's my shit? Oh, okay, I just deleted the thing I drew in my... I'm a true game developer. I just don't even know how programs work. I don't know, maybe this will end up better anyways. Or it'll end up worse. Maybe it'll end up a lot worse. That's cool too. I just pretend to be a pixel art artist. I'm actually not. That looks terrible. That looks absolutely frightening. Okay, I'm cool with that though. That's what we're here for. Yeah, you know, this is like a horror movie hand now. Weird scarecrow hand. Okay, that's good. What do I call this? Ouch. Okay, so if Instead of Mist, I guess I still want to go to Mist. I just want to play a different sprite. Although Mist is gonna probably play its own sprite. No, it doesn't. I'll just add another state called St Ant. So if we aren't allowed to grapple with St Can't, it's gonna be basically the same as Mist. Oh yeah, thumbs down when you miss. That's actually a good idea. I think I'll still use the Mist timer. This is literally the same. I don't want this though. And I want to play and Anim play. What did I just call it? I'm gonna rename this to Can't. And I want to shake. Do I have like a? Oh, I do have a shake timer on here. Let's try that. See if it actually works. Okay, that kind of works. I just need to last longer. So I want a new duration called Ant duration, which is 2025. Also, let me know if the text is big enough. Usually I like zoom in slightly more than this when I'm streaming, but if it's too small, I can zoom in some more. Why is it like flashing? Did shaking make it flash? That would be weird. I might have just like hacked that in. I guess it does. I don't know if I like that. Why is it flashing if it's shaking? It's like a different... That's weird. M shake flash, what the hell? Why do I have it flash if it's shaking? Do I not have like flashing code on the internet? Like, there's already a flash here, isn't there? Yeah, flash. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't need. Well, okay, I'm changing stuff, but I don't like that it flashes that when I asked to shake. What the fuck? I don't understand why I did any of this. These should be separate things. And this shouldn't be shake flash. It could be, this is really weird. Strange, okay. Well, that might cause other problems, but we'll go with it. Could be bigger. Okay, I'm gonna go to 120. Let me know if that feels better. Wow, this is floating now. Okay. That's better, I think. I don't even know if you could see it flashing on stream because there's probably... It might be like on an interval where you can't even tell, but it was flashing and I didn't like it. This is better. Okay. And the other thing I want to do is I want to make it so that the grapple like still keeps arm wavy. This way it'll like keep waving. I think it shouldn't change time now. How is it doing that? Oh, it's using this time seconds. Let's just hack that in like that. How's the engine going? It's going pretty well. Yeah. It's yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, so I like this behavior mostly. It's not perfect. I'm I'm realizing like the sine wave needs to get less if it's close to the end, but we'll do that later. Yeah, I'll worry about that later. Okay. The sine wave can get like less when it gets close to the end, so or I guess it should start low and get wavier and then stop getting wavy, so that it like doesn't, like the ends aren't waving, which is kind of weird. I could probably fix that right now really fast. I'm getting sidetracked now, but that's chill. Yeah, like this value needs to change based on how far along the line is, but I don't really have a distance along the line, do I? Oh, I'm moving by 4. I guess if I know the total distance, float length 2 minus from dot length. Wait, that's not what I want. Oh, okay. We'll just, whatever, I'll just hack this in really badly. I want it to go in and out. This is like not very optimized code. Can't have division by 0. And then magnitude is going to be like, I guess I just want to calc sine, I think, basically a sine wave. This is not optimized code. There'd be much nicer ways to actually optimize this. So I want this to go from 0 to 1, back to 0, so percent times calc pi, I think, should just do it. I can't remember if sine starts at 1 or not. But yeah, this should do it. This, I'm going to rename this. Yeah, you know, this should be fine. Okay. Oh, I can just rename this, well, long is less than, and then instead of having from here, this can just be a lerp here. Lerp. From by 2 by a long. I want to clamp that lerp probably. Okay, this should in theory work. Yeah, the grapple is being drawn in debug draw. I need. I'm not drawing it like I need it in like an actual render function, but I just hacked it in there. The more you jump around, I love the little rotation after you grapple. Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Great to see this project again. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm having fun working on it. What happened to the bird game? I'm not sure yet. It exists still. It's like the same engine as this. Oh my god, I did not do the right thing here. What did I fuck up? Plus perpendicular times magnitude. Oh my. Okay, this is that's the problem. But yeah, I might come back to it still, but I'm not working on it right now. Okay, this is not good. What is pi? I need to look at or sine. X equals sine. Y equals sine x. I can't remember when sine is. Just show me a graph. Sine. Show me the graph, please. Sine is 0 at 0 and at 0 again at pi, right? Yeah. So that should be right. Okay. Yeah, 0 to pi. So that's correct then. Okay. So this is good. I just need to make this less of an effect. Or I need to make this perpendicular. Oh, I removed I had this times 4 before, and now it's only times 1. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. So now it's going to 0 at the end. So that's what I wanted. Okay, sick. Yeah, we're good here. Okay, I can leave this area now that this is done. Oh, the music stopped. Okay, sick. So now I want to do something else. What was I doing before this? I was working on grappling. I was making this vault door so you can pull it out of the wall. Okay, so now I want to make it so you can actually pull things. So okay, so if I give this the vault door has a grapple of none, but now I'm going to make it light, I guess, which is, I don't love that word. It's also counterintuitive because this is a vault door and it's light, but that's fine. Grapple. Okay, so if the thing is grapple CDP, if the thing is light, I guess I should add a switch case here. Grappleable type. If it is grapple type none, I don't know how to write case switch statements. M state is equal to can't. So that's if it's heavy, we're just doing the default behavior, which I already assigned, but I'll just do it in case. Or solid, I called it. If it's light, we want to go into a different state where we want to say that we're in like grapple is kind of confusing because it, yeah. I guess I'll make a new one called st pull. St I'm just calling state, by the way. It's just like state pull. Prefixing them. So if it's light, we'll say we'll go to pull, and then custom. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Whoops, I'm writing Earthblade code. Yeah, all our code in like Earthblade, because it's like extremely okay games. So extremely okay is like all our stuff is like X, like that, like for X okay. So I start typing that instead of not that. Okay. Do that. Custom, I'm just thinking like there's going to be scenarios, and it might even be for this vault door, where I want to do like really custom code. So, oh, a thing is grappled, but now you want to like, I don't know, shake the screen or like really slowly pull it back or something that's like very specific. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I don't love the state, like how switch statements look. Custom game 5, exactly. Yeah, Match and Rust seems really cool. I don't know Rust well enough to like really speak on it, but yeah, I've heard good things about Rust matching. Okay, so we have a new state called st-pull. Grapples, this one. Playing, this is wall playing. I'm gonna name this to st-wall. More self-explanatory. Missed, can't, and pull. Okay. So in this scenario, we're pulling an object towards us. Yeah. Yeah, branch control. Yeah, I've seen some of that stuff. It looks really cool. I think, yeah, switch statements and enums in C++ are really kind of gnarly. Okay. Actually, so if we're grappling or M state is equal to ST pull, I want both of these things. There's a delay on these, so I need the delay in the pull one as well. It's kind of annoying. Okay, and in this scenario, as long as you're holding the pull button, I guess he'll pull it towards you. Now, I don't know if I should do pull as in like... Trying to decide how I want to do pull here. There's a scenario where you're actually pulling it towards you slowly, but I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm not going to implement that. I think what I'm going to do instead is just say like, when this happens, you wait a while, and then you pull, like you just tell the object it was pulled and you let go. I think. I'm gonna move this up to here so it matches this one better. Where's my vault door? I set it to the light. I think I'm gonna rename this to pullable. I don't like light as a word here. Okay. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Okay. Now I just need to figure out like what happens here. There's a few options that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking like either you stay in the pull, like the grapple state, and you pull the object towards you slowly. So like not slowly, but like in the matter of like 0.2 seconds. So it's pretty fast, but the object is pulled towards you. Or you immediately let go, and the object is just like launched, like it just like flings it. And I almost think that I want, I think launch too, right? Like I think pulling it towards you is kind of gonna be not that cool. I think it just you grab it, it shakes for a bit, and then it flies off. And I think the duration of its shaking should be based on this. So like, I'm gonna add an enum for this. Enum class grapple pull effort. This is kind of weird, but small. I don't know. I don't know. This is a weird enum. It'll make sense hopefully in a bit. Let's call it grapple effort. Basically, this is how long the player like shakes it before it pops off. So this only matters if it's pullable. I might get rid of custom. We'll see. This might not need to exist. Okay, so the vault door is going to be heavy. Effort is going to be grapple effort large. And then in the grapple object, my grapple weapon, we're going to set grapple delay right here. Do this here, I guess. Okay, we'll try that. See how this goes. So when we're pulling it, we'll do this, and then while this is happening, I want to tell the, where's my code? I want to tell the thing that we grappled, if it has a sprite, if auto anim equals m grappleable get animator. If it has an animator, we're gonna tell it to shake, or the duration of this. Okay, and then here we're just gonna tell it to launch. So if the grappleable still exists, there's a chance it doesn't exist. Actually, I should check for the existence. If the object we're grappling to is destroyed at any time during the pull, we want to cancel. So then we'll just return false, I think. And that should cancel out of the state. Okay. So then what we want to do is grappling. Let me just test. No, I won't test this yet. I'll just see if this. I need a callback. So the thing being grappled knows. Can't type. So that's ourself, and then what direction we're being grappled. Okay, so that's our, if we're getting pulled, we do this. I think this is just complaint. Yeah, you're just still wrong. Okay, so then if m grappleable on pull, on pull, we pass in itself, and then the direction we're grappling, which is, I think the negative of what we actually are grappling is like the opposite. Like the object being grappled expects the inverse, you know, like, oh, like I'm shooting to the right and the object's being pulled to the left, so I want negative normal. And then we're just done, I think, here. I think we're just done now. I might do a freeze frame. Did I not? Oh, thank you. That was a bug. That would probably not have noticed for a while either. I want to freeze the game here too. Like a small freeze frame. Yeah, I probably wouldn't not have noticed these like fall throughs until I like started looking at my warnings again. Because like it would just always be going to, well, I don't know, it would be a hard bug to catch until I look at my warnings and see that it's like doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like switch statements in my head should be break by default, and then you should have to do fall through or something if you want it to like fall. I don't know. It's like that. Yeah, I don't understand the fall through by default. That's weird to me. Like 99% of times, there's probably some coding situations where it's really nice to have fall through, and I think I've done it like 2 or 3 times in my life, but maybe there's other situations like that I'm just not coding, like I code video games, so maybe there's non-video game situations where it comes up more often, but like it feels like it should definitely be a break by default. Okay, this should all work. So now I just need to make the vault door on pull. We're gonna do something here. For now, I'm just gonna destroy ourselves. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it actually fling off, but I just want to see that this is working. Yeah, okay, that worked. Cool, okay. So now we want to fling it out of here. So it needs, now I do need a mover actually. What feature am I working on? I can show you. What kind of game it is? It's like a... Originally, it was kind of more a Metroidvania, and now it's more of like a Mega Man kind of structure. So it's like a platformer. You have a little sword, and you can slash stuff. And so, yeah, there's a story and stuff that we have planned out, but I haven't talked about that on stream at all. But basically, yeah, it's like you have this sword, and there's gonna be enemies and stuff. You can jump around and fight them, and then the levels are kind of Mega Man-like levels. Originally, it was more Metroidvania, but I'm trying to keep the scope of this game small because this is just like my fun weekend project. This is not something that I'm working on every day for my career or whatever. This is just like a fun side project because even though I make video games as my main job, I also like spending all the rest of my time still making video games. So yeah, to try to keep the scope of this game small, it's just like we switched it from like a Metroidvania kind of thing to more of a Mega Man structure. So there's like specific levels. I showed this on Twitter, but I don't know if I showed it on stream actually, where like there's like a metro line, and you can. This is kind of the hub. So this is like the Mega Man level select kind of idea. So like a hub here, and then you can go to different levels, and so you can select them, and then it goes to that level. So this is like that's like the level select, and then this would be like the start of this level, and then you play it. Yeah, and then each level has a unique power-up that you have, and I haven't decided how you get those power-ups or what, but basically the focus of each level is there's a unique like power-up, and the focus for this one, because this one's going to be like kind of like stone lofts, so like a apartment building, like towers, like in the sky with cloudy stuff, like very concrete like towers. And so the power for this one is going to be this grappling hook, because I feel like having a grappling hook for an area that's like about like climbing these concrete towers will be cool. So that's what I'm working on right now, and specifically I'm working on kind of a smaller mechanic within it, which is like pulling objects. So you can grapple onto walls and stuff like that. You can slice stuff. I'm surprised I could stand there. That was wild. You can grapple onto stuff. You can hit stuff with the grapple, which I'm going to change. I don't think that's going to stay like that, but for now you can hit stuff. But now I'm making it so you can pull objects too. So right now I'm adding this vault door, which is you can't get through, but you can pull it open. So the next thing, what I'm about to do right now, is make it so when you pull it, it gets launched. Yeah, exactly. Wave depletion. We do stand public transportation. Fuck cars. Okay. Yeah, so I want to make this door fling open. And then it will destroy itself after a bit, but it'll take a second. Yeah, I mean, same with Canada. North America in general doesn't know how to build public transportation. I mean, I say that from Vancouver actually is pretty good. Vancouver's probably up there in the best in North America, but it's still compared to other places not as good. Okay. So I pull this. I want to fling it. So I need to add I'm going to only add a movement component when it actually gets flung, because it doesn't need to exist otherwise. I'm going to add an update function. We'll handle this code. Yeah, Vancouver SkyTrain is actually pretty solid. There needs to be way more of it. I'm glad they're building more. I'm excited for it. They're, all of Broadway's all messed up right now because they're adding the new SkyTrain lines. It's funny that the new lines are still called SkyTrain even though they're like underground, but yeah, it will be cool. I'm glad that they're doing that. but there needs to be way more. And then, yeah, the state of other cities in North America, yeah, have forgotten, or, yeah, do not know how to do public transportation, unfortunately. Yeah, so we'll just add a mover to the entity. So I'm only going to add the mover if it actually is pulled. Okay, and then here I can just say, oh, then I want to launch it. So mover, velocity, speed. It's going to be direction times like, I don't know, 300. And I actually want to rotate it up slightly. I'll just add some vertical. Whatever, we'll just do that. That's fine, I don't really care. Okay, so then oh, and when you get pulled, I need to turn off. I need to turn off making it solid, because otherwise there's going to be like a solid wall like being flung at you, which will not be cool. I'm going to set mask to none, I think. What a default mask? Sure. Yeah, Toronto has those trolleys. Those are cool. I used to have a lot more of them. Do you watch Not Just Bikes? Yeah, I watch Not Just Bikes a lot. Yeah, Not Just Bikes has radicalized me. Yeah, it's very good stuff. What the fuck did I just do? I just dragged. Don't do that, please. Please don't do that. Visual Studio. I sometimes like my mouse, like it drags folders and then Visual Studio tries to move all my shit. I hope it didn't just drag something somewhere I don't want. I'm gonna assume it looks like it didn't. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it timer. I don't really care. So if we have, I'm gonna use if we have a mover. So if our mover, or if I don't even need it, get mover. So if we have a mover component, we increase our timer, and then if m timer is larger than like, I don't know, 3 seconds, then we'll destroy ourselves. And I want to be flashing this whole time too, so just flash forever. I don't think it needs shaking. Also, does this mover bounce? I don't know how to do bouncing. This is why I want to rewrite this thing, because I need to rewrite this component. I really don't like it. What the okay, you can ground friction, gravity. Oh, it needs gravity, it needs friction. I guess I want on collide and make it bouncy. Yeah, I'm gonna rewrite this like component later. I'm not gonna do it on stream right now because I want to work on new stuff, but writing lambdas inside lambdas, as you do. Actually, I want to reflect this. I want mover speed on push out normal, I think. I'm gonna make this work and then times like 2.50 or something. Yeah, I mean, Not Just Bikes is really good. What are you talking about? Oh, it did drag my code somewhere random. Where did it move it? What did he do? Yeah, I did. I knew it. Okay. So I should be able to grab it. And it kind of worked. I was hoping for something a lot more dramatic than that. Oh, I think part of the problem is the collider is way too big. So I want to change the collider. I want to change the collider shape a lot, actually. Or, like, reduce its size a lot. Is there, like, a set shape or something? How do I set the collider shape? This is what happens when I don't work in, like, this code base for a long time. Do I not have a way to set the shape? Oh, make box, make line, make circle. I think I'm just gonna call this set shape. These can all just be set shape, and then just they know the type they are. I don't need like. Oh, that's why. It's because there's Lua code that's binding. Okay, I don't even use Lua code right now, but it's binding to it. Fine, no, I won't touch this. Sorry, this is a random thing. Okay. Don't care. So make rectangle. I want to make this a circle, I think, but we'll see. Did I delete something? It's not. Oh, make box. I don't know what past null was doing. Okay, so we're gonna make the rectangle. I'm gonna actually use the existing rectangle. I just want this. I guess I want. I want to make a collider box, but inflated like -4 or something. That might be too much. We'll see. This way it should be small. Actually, -4, but no, vertically I'll do more. I'll do -8. This way to like reduce the collider size so it doesn't like, right now it's getting stuck against the ceiling and the floor because it's like, if I look at the collider, it's literally the same like height as this area. So now when I pull it out, it should like, yeah, that's what I wanted. And I think I want to make it just spin because that sounds funny. And then it actually just should not live that long at all, like maybe 1 second. I don't know which way I should spin. Let's say like, I don't know, -10. I have no idea. But oh, every time it hits the ground though, spin times equals 0. Reduce the spin if we are. Oh god. I forgot the origin point was like. Can you see on stream that it's flashing? No, my recording shows you can't. I don't know if you actually can. Okay, so if I want to make it spin, I need to put its origin point at its center, or modify its origin point. So I'll just put it at the center. I'll need to 18 by, is it 18 by 18? I think that's right. Yeah. It's kind of an awkward origin point, so now I'm gonna have to offset the sprite. Like it's gonna be all weird now. That's a good idea. I like that idea, Sebioff. Is that how I pronounce Sebioff? I like that idea. But now I'm gonna have to offset the sprite. Or I guess I could center this whole object. That's probably the better thing to do, center this whole object. So -6, -18. And then I need to offset the position of where it spawned, which I guess... I don't remember how to do this. I'll just do 618 is the origin point maybe? Or is this offset? We'll figure it out. Oh really? Does A-Sprite will do that for me? That's sick. I did not know that. There we go. Okay, so now it should spin. And I like that idea of the spinning from top or bottom. Hey Chevy. Yeah, that's I really like. I did not know that about A-Sprite. That's extremely handy. I wonder if they just have a library for that, or if they like custom added that. It's cool. Okay, so I like the idea of it rotating from top to bottom, but now I need to know where the grapple point was. So my on pull callback needs a vec2 point. Okay. vec2f. Oh my god. Okay. Grapple, and then this should be m grapple. Okay, so now vault door. I want to make the spin here. Or point out y is smaller than entity y. -1 or 1. I don't know which way to spin. Figure it out. Oh, separating axis theorem works. Yeah, it's pretty cool, separating axis theorem. I'm not gonna try to like go over it on stream because honestly, there's a lot of it's probably better to read like a paper on it. But it's not too bad once you kind of wrap your head around it. But yeah, I would definitely try to find like a paper with or like a blog post or whatever with diagrams. There's some I don't know where they are right now, but there's you can find some that have you can drag the pieces around and see how the different axes interact. It's pretty cool. Yeah, grapple from left to right. I have to reverse. I have to I think I have to flip this door because by default it should be facing the other way. That looks correct to me though, whatever it is right now. Yeah, that does seem right. That's cool. Okay, let me turn off Collider so I can see how this looks better. Like that. Yeah, then if I do it from this side, it's going to be wrong. And to do that, I can just do point the x is smaller than itself. I can probably just do a sign if this actually. Actually, I want this to be the opposite of that. I could just do a math sign, but then if it's at 0, it'd be wrong, so whatever. Cool. Now I want to actually make this door flippable, which might break this again. We'll see. Do I have a facing one? How did I do this? I feel like there's NPCs that face different ways. How do they face ways? Oh, it's gross like this. Okay. Well, I'll just do like this for now too. Facing, and I want to make this face this way by default, even though the door is going to be the left. But I want everything, all the sprites should always be facing right. and then I can flip them afterwards. So so this scale x to JSON facing get int 0, we're gonna face 1. Let's make it 1. This adds fields to my like objects, like little JSON fields, and then I can like get the JSON fields in my init function. And an enum one, I'm adding like an enum field, like left, right, or left. So right is 0, left is 1. So I'm just saying like if facing is 0, then I'm facing right. If facing is 1 or any other value, I'm facing left. So now I should be able to flip this. It's kind of weird that left and right are reversed. Like left should be there. I'm gonna add an actual facing one later. Now the other thing is that since I flipped it, oh no, it's still good. Okay. Okay, sick. I have this facing the other way. Oh, it's still good. Okay, sweet. Oh, cool. Thanks, Chevy. Yeah, I kind of want to facing. Like, I'm gonna have a lot of objects can face left or right, so this is gonna be a frequent field, and I do not like this. So, but I'll change that later. For now, this is kind of cool. This is kind of what I wanted. I just think it's fun. It's not really like a, you know, much of a mechanic. It's just a cool, I don't know, cool thing. Yeah. Damn. It's kind of weird you can grab it that close, but. I do think I want to give it a body so it can get hit. Like you can slash it and it like shakes and doesn't do anything. So I'm going to add that really quick. So I think that will be cool. So I will give it a body. Bodies are things that can get hit by stuff. Body. I don't know what bodies have on them. This is what happens when I don't code stuff that often. Attacks will notify but do not damage. I guess that's true. Attacks passed through and can be ignored. I don't want that. If we should use hurt effects. Yeah, I think maybe I'll just give it a body and not do anything else. I think that's fine. As long as I give the collider a neutral collider so that your sword can hit it. Yeah. Oh, you can. What the fuck? Wait, body? I thought bodies automatically dies. Death destroys self. Oh. Yeah, you can't actually destroy this thing. Oh, that means my thing's gonna hit it still. Okay. I think I just want to make it. Wait, the grappleable. My grapple object, if its attack hits something. I want to change this. If attack has grappleable, we don't do this. Like this is ignored. So this way, things that are grappleable override attacks. Right now, I'm attacking it, and then it's like, oh, your attack hit it, so it goes to like I don't know, some other state. But I want it so that like when you grapple this thing, even though it has a hitbox, it still grabs it, which it's not doing. Because I did this wrong? What? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong object. Attack is myself. Unless the other thing I hit doesn't have a grapple level. Yeah. It's kind of still weird that it... Yeah, I need to turn off. Yeah, it keeps dying over and over again, which is funny. Maybe I'll set it to shielding. Here's what that'll do. That's better. Okay. Yeah, okay, now it's hard to tell, but my sword is hitting it now. It's just not doing anything. But I'm at least hitting it. Like, it's different when I slash a wall, nothing happens. When I slash this, I can feel it. It would be, I kind of want the visual effects still. I just don't want it to. I guess it's probably the fields I have on here. We should not do death effects. It's I guess what I want. Yeah, I want it to still shake when he hits the sword. Yeah, I want that. Yeah, I think this is what I want. Cool. I can actually probably still hit it when it's like... Oh, if I learn how to actually... Oh, no, I can't. Oh, I disabled the... I don't know what I disabled. Anyways. Yeah, how my camera system works? Sure. Is there a specific part you're curious about? Like, in general, it's just a matrix. So when you draw, yeah, like when you draw stuff, it's just using a matrix. So I say like I use so when you render things in games, usually you have some kind of matrix data most of the time, which your shader uses to like offset everything. So basically, the camera is just a position in this game. Like in a 3D game, you'd have position, rotation, scale, like yeah, all that stuff. In this game, it just has a position. So the camera is literally just an object that follows the player. It has an X and Y coordinate, and then when I draw stuff in the game, I offset it by that matrix. So if here's where I draw the gameplay, and I have like a sprite batching system, so I can push and pop matrices. Which is a little bit confusing, but basically all that's happening is it's taking the camera matrix and then drawing everything with that as an offset. So if I look at the actual camera matrix, it uses center origin, so it centers it onto the screen. I guess I do have a scale, which I'm not using right now, and probably never will. And then I offset it by the actual, like a negative value of the rendering. That way everything's pushed around to kind of where the camera should be. And then I have a bunch of code just on like, I have ways to like shake the screen, follow certain objects, clamp in the level bounds so the camera like stays within the bounds. So yeah. Oh, that part of it? Yeah, sure. That way works. It's also just pretty simple. Like, there's not a lot going on here. Like, I can show you that too. But basically, like when you go to the room edges, it detects that the player's there, and if the player is there, it loads the next room. So it like has the world is all like in actual coordinates. So these rooms are actually where they look like they are. There's no like fakery there. Like all the objects are actually at this offset. So when I load in a room, I say, load in if you're in this room and it's loading in the next room, the adjacent room, it first says, oh, the player crossed the boundary. Okay, load all those new objects, place them there. And then we stop updating everything. So nothing gets to update except for the camera. So when I start here and I go into this room, it doesn't update anything. You can see nothing moves. The player kind of slides a little bit, but like everything kind of stops. And there's nothing here that's animating, but if there were animating things, they'd all stop. And it slides the camera over. And then when the camera is done moving over, it deletes all the old objects. And that's basically it. So my map system, I have like a little system for my map system, and it has just an update loop somewhere in here. That's map transition. This is room transitions. So, you know, when we start the transition, we like find all the existing objects so that we can delete them later. So before I load in all the new objects, I track all the old objects. Then I slide the camera over and I delete all the old objects. And so yeah, so I find all the old objects, I load all the new objects, I tell the camera to do a lerp, so I have a little lerp function on my camera that slides it over. And then once the transition's over, I delete all the old objects, I lock the camera inside the new room so I can set the camera constraints. And then we're done, that's it. About the offsets? Yeah, I guess I lied a little bit in that, like, the offsets of these entities are actually relative to the room. So if I click on this, its position's like relative to the top left here. But then when the game spawns them, it spawns them at this coordinate plus the room's bounds. Wow, it is raining like crazy outside. Yeah, it's so loud. I can hear it through my headphones. So like if I look at load room contents, where it actually loads game objects, when I create the entities, you can see I load them. Where is it? Offset. I spawn. So I pass in the offset, which is in this case the world bound to the room's top left. So I spawn all of my actors at an offset. The spawn function just like takes an offset. So when I actually spawn them, I say their instance data position, which is like their instance in the room, plus this room offset. So yeah. Yeah, Iconfell works the same way. Yeah, I think it's just a very clean and like simple way of doing it, and there's no fakery. Like I think just using actual world coordinates is a lot simpler than like having overlapping rooms. You know, if this is 0, 0 no matter what, and then this is 0, 0 no matter what, like it gets confusing because you have to load them on top of each other. I like this a lot more because it's literally just like this stuff's here and this stuff's here, and the camera pans over. If your rooms are not in linear space, you can't. You have to actually think about this a bit more. Like, and I can't actually do that. Like, I can do weird shit. Like I could put a room overlapping like this, and it doesn't make sense, and the game will break. Like, it will not work. If I do that, like if I put rooms in weird places, like I think I can even do like this, for example. And if I put this room here, it's just gonna have a real rough time. If I did something like this, I actually have no idea what's gonna happen right now. So I just like put a room here that's overlapping these rooms, and then put a passageway like here. It's not gonna have a good time. So loaded. Oh, it's still loaded that room. I'm not high enough up. I actually want to try this now. So I go up here. But this is gonna explode. It might crash. I don't know what it's gonna do. Let's see. So now I loaded that room, and now it should load this room, but in a weird. It didn't know what to. Yeah. So okay, it worked. But yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense anymore. So yeah. So the system doesn't work for like that kind of scenario, and some games need to do that, right? Like they expect that. So this game I'm building it with the assumption that that'll never happen. I have no way to delete rooms, so that's fun. I will just revert it. I think I don't want to. Cool. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna take a tiny break. I'm gonna get some more water. And then after that, I'm going to work on, I think, some enemies, and maybe like work on some kind of tower up here. So yeah, I think I'm going to start working on actual levels, because this is not the actual level at all. This is just like me playing around. So it'd be fun to start working on an actual level. It'd be fun to like, I don't know how the grappling hook's going to get introduced yet. But I'm going to start playing with actually making some enemies, getting the grappling hook working. I want to have like some kind of shield enemy, I guess, that you like pull the shield off of the grapple and you can hit it. I think it'd be fun. So yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to take a tiny break and then I'll be back. And I will answer Kroink, I'll answer your question when I'm back in a few minutes. So yeah, okay, I will be back in like 2 minutes. Okay, I am back. I'll answer some of these questions that I missed. I'll just wait. The Git client one's really fast, and then I'll answer the code one. The Git client is Git UI, it's called. And I like it a lot. It's like a little terminal Git client. And it's really nice. It's really simple. It kind of just does the job that I want it to do. I still have never learned how to actually use Git command line, so I don't know how to like write Git pull in the terminal, I guess. So I still like having these ones that actually do all that for me. But this one's really nice. It's called Git UI. I'll just open the GitHub. I'll paste the GitHub in the. Is this one, I think? Yeah. It is this one. Question: how did you learn to code? Okay, so yeah, I started with GameMaker like a long time ago, like 15 years ago or so. I started with GameMaker, and I started by using the drag and drop in GameMaker. So GameMaker, if you're not familiar with it, has like a drag and drop interface. So you can kind of like, you can drag code blocks into objects. So you create an object and you can drag like, oh, move right when you press the right arrow key, and they're like blocks. I kind of got started with that, and then from there, like those blocks only allow you to do a certain amount of things. And I needed to do more stuff. I had stuff I wanted to do that I couldn't really do easily in the drag and drop blocks. So at the time, I just started copying and paste, like Google searching the GameMaker forums for like code that I needed, like, oh, camera system that does this thing, and someone would paste like a snippet of code, and I copy and paste that code just in, and then, oh, I need to start editing it. So then I would start like, you know, okay, I need to, this camera code moves too slow. How to make it go faster? Oh, there's variables and numbers, and I change those, stuff like that. So it was very gradual, just like I slowly started pasting other people's code into my dumb GameMaker games, and just iterating on it like that, and then just slowly learning that way. So GameMaker language first, and then I learned like Flash, and then I learned C# and stuff like that. Yeah, Git UI is written in Rust. So yeah, it was a very gradual, like slow learning curve, like self-taught, just on like, yeah, trying to make little games. And I think that's a pretty approachable way to learn. It takes longer. So I wasn't like I wasn't like planning to learn how to program. I was just planning, I wanted to make games. I was like 13, 14. I wanted to make games. And I didn't know that you had to code even. I just was using GameMakers and dragging these bits in. And then it was very gradual, just like, oh, I need this part now. Well, how do I do that part? Oh, I need to code this thing. So it definitely took a lot longer to learn to code that way, because I wasn't like, you know, sitting down every day to code. I was sitting down and making games, and when I needed to code, I would find out how to do that one little bit. And that gradually spiraled into, you know, programming a lot. So if you wanted to learn to code by being more focused, I think as an adult person who can like sit down and focus on trying to learn this thing, I think you could learn to code a lot faster than me, because I took years of just slowly iterating on it. But it was a very like organic way to learn, and it worked really well for me. Yes, yeah, lots of Flashpunk and AS3. Git UI, yeah, Git UI is extremely easy to pick up. Like, there's nothing to even pick up really. Like, everything you see here is all it is. So, you know, arrow keys to look at stuff, and then the bottom are all the controls. So if I want to like commit this, I just hit enter on it. Or it's A if I want to commit all of them. So I could just hit enter on this thing, yeah, that's basically it. And then I can commit it when I need to. So now I can be like, oh, commit this change, which is just, now that I'm in like the stage changes area, I can just hit C, and I can be like added an a sprite palette, and then hit enter. And then pushing is just I think P, it just says it at the bottom. I'm just reading what it says at the bottom. I don't even remember what the commands are half the time. And then I pushed it, and now I can check my log, and like, cool, it's there. Yeah, that's it. So there's not a lot, and then like there's other commands. So I just like, oh, shift D resets. Branches I can look at, pull. So it's F pull. So I'm just reading the bottom of the thing and doing what they say. So that's literally all it is. So yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah, I haven't actually used this a lot with bigger projects with many people on it. So I haven't merged a lot, but it does basic merging. And otherwise I have to open like VS Code and actually handle conflicts myself. But it does do basic merging, yeah. I wouldn't say it's like the best in the world or anything. But I mean, it's no worse than like GitHub Desktop in my opinion. Because GitHub Desktop is just like, hey, you use conflicts, deal with them, and it's basically the same in this, so. Should you learn C++ or Rust? That's honestly, yeah, it depends on what you're trying to make. If you're making games, yeah, it depends what kind of tools you want to use and stuff. There's a lot of cool Rust and C++ libraries that you can utilize. But if you're making games in like Godot or Unity or whatever, you don't really need to learn. You can try, you can use whatever, like Unity has C# and Godot has GDScript and stuff. So I'd say depending on the kind of environment and tools you're using, it can make sense or not. And yeah, like Chevy said, just mess around with both of them. I would say that Rust is probably, it has a lot going for it these days, and it's probably worth checking out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And yes, C++ libraries for game stuff, there's more probably right off the bat than Rust right now, but I think that's changing fast. Like, I'd say, but there is more like historical libraries that all exist for, like, you know, SDL2 and like GLFW and you know, all those libraries are all in C++ or C, so it can be accessible that way. But Rust is quickly making a lot of headway. Yeah, like Chevy said, you can just use the C libraries in Rust anyways, so it's pretty accessible. It's like Rust is one of the more accessible language, like Rust is one of the more accessible like compiled down languages, like native languages, I guess, because it can do that. So yeah. Okay, getting back into this. And also the tooling in Rust is really nice. Like the build system and the cargo system is super nice. One of the big downsides to C++, in my opinion, is like there's a million different tools. It's an upside and a downside, right? Like there's a million tools because lots of people made different things, and that's cool. But at the same time, it means it's kind of a disaster for learning, because like, oh, do I use CMake? Do I use whatever? Like, and then even if I use CMake, what tool do I use after CMake? Like, what do I turn CMake into? A Ninja script or like a Makefile or like an MSVC project? Like, what am I doing? And it can get kind of nasty. But whereas Rust is just like, yeah, there's just cargo and there's just build, and you just build it. So that's kind of nice. Okay. I'm happy with the store. So now when I work on actual enemies, I think. I just joined. What is the name of the Git UI? I just linked it up. Oh, you probably missed the chat message. I'll just link it again. This is the Git UI I'm using. It's called literally Git UI. Oh, cool, Chevy. Yeah, I have actually fonts in. I'm using one of your fonts in here right now. I'll place this character. Make him say something. So I'm actually using your font. Oh, you saw it down there too, but I'm using one of your fonts. I can't remember which one I'm using. I guess I think I'm using Express right now. I have Little League in here too that I'm not using it right now. I have a little JSON, I'm just not using it. I think I'm gonna use, I was using Little League, I think, for numbers and stuff, and then Express for font. Whoops. Oh, I need to fix the grapple depth. Okay, this is the thing to change because my grapple code is in like debug draw right now. Like the line goes like behind certain objects, which is kind of weird. And actually, it's very noticeable in the train. If I use the grappling hook on the train, it's like behind that all this stuff. So I need to fix that. Yeah, I don't think you should feel like a failure at all. Like, I look at other people's code all the time. Like, I'm not doing it on stream very much because I kind of know exactly what I'm coding, and I kind of thought of it before, like, before the stream. I thought about what I wanted to do. And no, I look at other people's code a lot. Like, I constantly go through GitHub and like see what other people are doing and learning from them and stuff like that. So that's not a failure. I'd say that's just that's literally how you learn. Yeah, the glove is like going out the window and then back in again. Yeah, I think so. My player just has this. Where's render? Yeah, I have a render and then I'm honestly just gonna rename debug draw. I'm just gonna rename this to not debug draw, and now it will not be debug draw anymore. It is now officially a system. Officially part of the weapon behavior system. Where's my grapple code? The only thing I need to do now is this is the hacky part. Or maybe I should make this. I think I have a component called like draw or maybe I don't. I was probably misc. Yeah, I'll just do this. This will draw the line. So actually, forget what I just said. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to add a component that draws the line instead, because then I can give it a custom depth. Weapon behavior, you can go away. And I still will have I'll still have a render function on the behavior here. It's not going to be an override anymore. Okay, so then the hand object, the hand entity is a custom entity, and I'm going to give it a render function. So hand entity add draw, which is just like a component that just does the custom drawing. I think it's in this. Which is kind of a hack, but I don't really care. How does this work? Draw, ref, and batch. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. Is that an end or is that a? No. Okay. And then we're gonna call our own render function. I should not be done with this. Oh, I'm just gonna set this depth to the same depth as that, so I don't have to remember what it is. Okay. That should just work, I think. Oh, I might need to care about... No, I don't need to. Hand chop, hand ob. Yeah. Hand object, hand entity. Oh, that should fix the line. Okay, the line's on top of the player now, as expected, but... Oh, it's above the glove. I don't like it being above the glove. No, that should be... +1, I guess. How much of this is based on FNA? It's probably pretty similar. If you, like... because I coded in FNA a lot. So I would say my general structure, like project structure, has just been like XNA inspired for a long time, because it's just what I kind of came out of, like from Flashpunk to XNA to FNA, like that kind of trajectory is kind of what I came out of. So I would say that a lot of my API is similar to that stuff, for sure. Yeah, and the sprite batch rendering is like how basically like almost exactly the same as how FNA or XNA does sprite batch rendering. It's very, very similar. Just my stuff is a bit more has specific nuances that make my rendering easier to do, because there's just stuff like setup code that I always do in XNA was annoying. So this kind of mitigates that. Hey Maddie, oh that's awesome. I hope that continues to happen. Maddie, I basically took the Celeste 2 grappling hook. I don't know if you saw. I tried so many other grappling hooks, and 97% counted. Wow. I didn't realize it was that far along. Well, that's good. I guess the rainforest might not get totally fucked. Yeah, I went through so many different grappling hooks. I was trying different things, and then I was like, when I started this like last week, I was doing like a 45-degree grappling hook is what I started with, and you just couldn't, because I thought that sounds cool, especially because this level is going to be like stone or like cement apartment buildings, like going upwards. It's going to be a lot of vertical climbing in this level. So I was like, okay, a 95 or 45-degree angle sounds really cool, but then I just couldn't. I could not aim for the life of me at like 40. My brain could just not do it. So then I just slowly was trying other things, and I just ended up in the place of like the Celeste grappling hook. I added a slight thing, so now if you hold up and down, it goes slightly angled, which I think is cool. I like that. So it's horizontal by default, but then you can like hold up and down to go like at a slight angle, which I'm kind of having fun with. But yeah, I'm just stealing the grappling hook basically, and I stole the jumping out of it too because it feels really good. But yeah, I added this door. Now I'm gonna work on an enemy, which I've been saying for like half an hour now, but I'm actually gonna work on an enemy. Use enumerator instead of Lua interpreters. How do you, what do you mean enumerator instead of Lua interpreters? I think I'm gonna basically add an enemy that shields you. You can rip its shield off, because I don't know, as soon as there's a grappling hook, I feel like an enemy that can shield is cool. Oh, okay, enumerators, right, for coroutines. Yeah. You're welcome. Alright, you're welcome. um, oh, I just wall jumped on a slope. That's weird. That should not be possible. That's weird. I'm not gonna worry about it right now, though. Nice. Yeah, it's the rain was it's actually slowed down a little bit now, but like, wow, it was really going. Okay, I need to stop just like jumping around in here and actually work on an enemy. Just gonna make a room up here for now. Actually, I'll do it like this. Whatever. Seems fun. Yeah, if I fall off right now, does that hurt me? Good. Yeah, okay. Oh, I kind of want grappling points like in Celeste 2. Celeste 2, too. Because I want like a wall here, but I don't actually want a wall here. Maybe it's fine for now. I need a way in this game to like signify that this area is bad. Like sometimes there's gonna be transitions downwards that are fine, and other times there's gonna be ones that are like bad. And I'll need to like figure that out. What game design advantages does slopes offer? Absolutely none. Yeah, they're terrible and you shouldn't implement them. Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, like for gameplay stuff, it depends on the kind of game. I have been enjoying them almost more as an aesthetic thing, because it makes the spaces a little more organic feeling. And I like that element of them, kind of for exploration / vibe feelings. In this game, I honestly don't think mechanically they're that interesting. Like, I don't think they're going to do that much. But I still like them as a feeling thing. Certain games, I think they could be really useful mechanically. They could play into your combat and play into your, I don't know, whatever you do. I think there's like definitely spaces where they are really cool. Especially if you play with them a lot. So like you know, any kind of like, I don't know, some kind of fast platformer where like there's slopes and you're jumping off of them and doing any kind of like physicsy stuff. I think they're really cool. In this game, I don't think they're going to be that useful. They're just kind of it's kind of fun, and I think aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, I would definitely weigh like what you're going to do with them and if they feel like they add an interesting space to your game. I think anything that's kind of more physicsy, where they actually really play into momentum and like speed and stuff, there's like a lot more reason to. Yeah, this game is taking a lot of inspiration from kind of Mega Man vibes in terms of structure. Except Mega Man, you still get the power-ups, so like when you get the power-ups and you keep them between levels. This game is like the power-ups are tied to the levels, so that's a little bit different. The other game that I'm hugely inspired by is Carol Blaster. Like the same person who made Cave Stories other game, or more recent game from like 2014, 2015. I really like that game, and so this is definitely drawing inspiration from that. Slopes. I think I saw that actually. Slopes in Celeste that do that. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. You could totally you could totally do it that way. I think you could probably hack them into Celeste pretty easily too. You just have to make the movement. You have to like redo the horizontal movement code. But if you do the horizontal movement codes, like when it hits if it can detect by pixels, you can just like keep popping up pixels, and it should mostly work in Celeste. But I like that method of doing it with an invisible object or whatever. That's fun. Okay. Oh, that was weird. You like hit it, but not really. Oh, that's so far. Kind of awkwardly distanced. I wonder if my grappling hook should go slightly further. We'll see, maybe. Okay, I want an enemy. I want to start making enemies. I don't really know what I want to do for this first enemy. I think I'm going to steal one from the first iteration of this game. I think I still have the sprite for it. I have a lot of sprites for enemies. Crawler, cat, a ghost. Who's Crawler? Oh, it's like a little slug. It's cool. Fly. Skeleton, small jumper. Oh no, I don't want this. What's the one I want? It's not a fly, right? No, that's like a flying robot. Turret. No, not turret. Wow. What the heck? I noticed one of these ones. I don't know what cocktail is. Fire thrower or oh, hop turret. This is what I wanted. Yeah, close all that stuff. Yeah, this is the one I wanted. I'm gonna re-implement this one. And I think you'll be able to grab it even when it's hiding with the grappling hook. Okay, let's implement this. This one seems fun to implement. Why is what is going on here? Is that on stream like that? Yeah, it is on stream. What is this? It's like a floating window? I don't even think it's just weird. Okay. Let's see. What am I doing? I'm going to actors. And I'm adding an enemies folder. And I'm going to add an enemy called a hop turret. And I'm going to copy and paste code from some other objects so that I don't have to do very much work. Copy, paste, hop turret, extend actor behavior. Oh, right. I want to actually, before I do this, I want to add facing as like a field value. I want to say like add field facing by yeah, I want to add one facing and then field type like facing. I do not have yet, but I would like to have like that. Yes, okay. Which is just gonna be yeah, okay, that's fine. Now I just need to add it to my editor. Sorry, I'm slightly sidetracked here, but I wanna make it easier to add ways to flip enemies. Actually, I might make this not even a field. Should this be a field? How do I set something? Yeah, it should be a field. It should be a field. So entity editor. I have like a switch statement for editing different types of values here. And facing should exist in here. Yeah, okay. Steal this code. Did I write a custom JSON serialize for this? Yes. Do I have the code for it online? I don't know if I have it online. It's very simple. I could post it on GitHub. I mean, I don't know if anyone want to use it. There's like better ones, probably. But yeah, it's a very, very light JSON system. Yeah. That's true. Everything right is simple. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't use an existing library. I think a lot of the time I opt, like, if what I want is very lightweight and simple, I just opt to just write it myself. Depending on the complexity, basically. So mGUI, I'm not using a custom GUI system, and like SDL2, I'm not using a custom like windowing rendering system thing. But for something like JSON, I guess it felt fun to write, and it's really small. It's not like, I don't even know, like the reader is like 300 lines long, 350 line long, and then the writer is even shorter probably. Like, so that's it. Yeah. This would be if selection is smaller than 0. It's going to be if selection is larger than 0. Positive 1. Right. So. Oh, it already signs it. Never mind. Okay. I'm not falling through. Yeah, I'm not falling. Okay, it went away. Cool. So now I'm facing, which I like. I can change the door to do that instead. And then I don't need this. I can just say directly, like, basically your scale is equal to that. And then I can just say add field type facing. And the default value can be 1. So default's right. Cool. Off to a good start here. Oh, I'm popping something or something. That makes sense. When we say large or equal to 0, if large or equal to 0, then it's right, otherwise it's left. Okay, that's good. This should be like that. And then hop to, I also want to add facing and default it to right. And then I want this to be init. Add behaviors, let me add stuff. I'm not going to use this stuff. Enemy slash hop through it. And then I want to be hide to be the default, I think. Hide. And then this one should be slash hop through it. Yeah. And the origin's there, so I want the offset of this to be like, how big is the spray? 12 by 12, so 6 by 12 should be good. And then this should be hop turret, and then this should be hop turret. And then it has a body because you can attack it. Let's assign it. Yeah, that should be good. It should not have a solid collider though. Yeah, let's start there. This should be -6 by -12 because we're origin, bottom, center. This I'm not gonna do yet. Destroy self should just be destroy self. Body health is equal to 1. Okay, that should exist, hopefully. I just need to make it, add it to the actors. There. Enemies slash hop turret. Hop turret. Okay. And I create an enemy now. The answer is no. Or it's somewhere weird. Oh, it's called crate. What the fuck? Did I just code this in the crate file? No. Hop turret. Oh, I just called it crate. Hop pop turret, and then these. Enemies, pop turret. Whoa, okay. My facing thing is kind of ugly. That should fix that. Oh, hey, Rick. Whoa. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the raid. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Thanks, Rick. I hope you're doing well. How's everyone doing? I like your little hoppin' guy. It's fun. Yeah, trans rights. Doing good. What about you? I'm doing good. Yeah. Yeah, for everyone who's jumping in, I'm Noel. I helped make Celeste. I'm working on a side project. Like, this is a weekend game. And right now I'm working on an area that has a grappling hook in it. So not every area in this game has the same like power-ups, but this area has a grappling hook power-up. And I'm actually like, I started working on this game a long time ago with my brother, and then we kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and I'm just starting it again. And I'm working on re-implementing the first enemy, which is that thing that I just killed. So I'm just coding that right now. 3 years weekend game, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I started working on this game like 2 weeks ago after not having worked on it for like almost an entire year, which is wild. Like, I thought it was like a few months, and then I was like, oh, I actually have not touched this since like February. So that was kind of wild. Thanks, yeah. So I actually want to change, the grappling hook originally was doing damage, but I'm actually going to change it. I think I'm going to remove grappling hook doing damage because I think it's kind of weird. And instead things can react to the grappling hook if they want. So I'm just going to delete this entire section for now. Because I don't want the grappling hook to actually damage enemies. I want enemies to have to handle being grappled and do what they will with that. Yeah. Why is the collision box for this so tiny? Oh, I think I need to set bounds. Set preview. Does preview have bounds or something? I guess it's by default using. I guess that's just what it's using. I guess it's just kind of. Actor bounds is a callback, I think, so I don't want that. Well, whatever. I'll just leave it like that for now. You can just be tiny. Okay. I'm actually going to take a small break, and then I'm going to work on this enemy. I think I'll be able to implement this enemy on stream today. It shouldn't take that long. So that'll be cool. Yeah, and then my plan for this enemy is to make it so that it's going to be like the old one I had. So it like hops out of the ground and shoots stuff at you. So I think I'm going to implement the bullet and the hopping, hopefully today. It shouldn't take that long. And then I want to see you can grab it. So when it's out of the ground, you can actually grab it and it'll pull it towards you, which I think will be cool. And then you can slash it. And then kill it, like that. Okay, so I'm going to be back in 2 minutes, and then I'm going to implement that. So yeah, I will be right back. Cool, I'm back. If I can understand some of the code separately, just watching a part. But if I would go and write it, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, that's fair. That's just kind of like, I think this is practice. I definitely am sometimes like that too. Like, depending on the system, I have no idea how I want to implement it. Actually, this is not a neutral, this is an enemy. Okay. I think I need to add a thing, another mask. I have these different masks. I need to add one for grappleable. Because I want the grapple thing to detect solids, but I also want to detect, like, this thing was not going to be solid, but the grapple hook should still interact with it. So when I do my raycast here, I want solid or masks grapple. And that should do that. Okay, so hop turret. I guess, yeah, I just wanted to, I want to run a simple routine. So I have, like, actually I should update this because there's a better version of this now. But I have like a coroutine, like a hacky coroutine thing that I'm going to use here. I'm going to use this for this hop turret because I think it'll be useful. I'm going to add it here. Alright, it's basically like a simple finite state machine, a very simple one. That's the wrong thing. I'm coding Earthblade again. Utils. And someone actually wrote a better version of this. My internet friend Randy kind of like cleaned this code up and did a better one, which I haven't used yet, but I'm going to actually implement that another time. I should do that soon. But yeah, I won't do it on stream just because I don't know. There's like stuff changed, so I'd have to go through some stuff. But I will add that later. But yeah, anyways, so we're gonna have, I'll just make this public, whatever. Okay, so this is like basically a really simple, dumb state machine, like a coroutine thing. So kind of like C# enumerators, but it's actually just internally a switch statement. C++20 has actual coroutines, but I'm not using C++20 on this project yet. So for now, I'm using this thing. And basically what I'm going to do is it's going to be hiding, and then it's going to jump out, and then fall back down. So it does need a mover, which I had here. Mover, yeah. I'll store that. Give it a collider. Give it gravity. Has solid mask. Yeah. Okay. So this all exists. Is this not default? Like, it is default. I don't need to assign that. Hey, thanks. I'm glad it comes off that way. It doesn't always feel like that to me, but I'm glad it is. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's cool. Okay, I think we're just gonna wait. So RT wait, wait some amount of time. We'll tweak this later. Then we're gonna change our sprite. So I actually do want my sprite ref up here. Animator ref sprite. So I'm gonna store this value. I'm also going to mute my phone because it's gonna vibrate a bunch. Okay, so we're gonna wait a second, and then we're gonna jump up in the air. So I have this appear and then pop out. So we'll say sprite play idle, and we're gonna wait like some amount of time, and then we'll jump out. So now we're gonna say sprite play, what's it called? Fly. I'm going to say mover speed is equal to that. I'm going to set only the y because in case we're getting like pulled or something, the horizontal might still want to happen. And then we'll be falling by 10. So then we'll say RT until mover grounded on ground. We're just falling. I guess I'll say, well, we'll see. And then we're gonna say RT start and sprite play 5. And then I'll add the shooting in a second. I just want to see if this loop works. Play. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's not exactly what I was going for. Why is it not playing this one? Is fly? Did I type that wrong? No, fly. Is it restarting immediately? I think there's a bug in my thing. Yeah, okay, it's doing this immediately. I think this is not working, so this is another good reason to actually okay, run this code while you're in the air. Yeah. Yes. This is a little bit confusing, but yeah. Okay, that's what I actually wanted. And then I'm actually going to say, well, our speed is larger. We're not on the ground. Yeah, let me just make this slightly, I think they should be slightly longer. I think our gravity should be lower. I want it to fall slower, and then this has to be lower to counteract that. And then once we're at the peak of our jump, I want it to like shoot. So I don't know. I need to look at this. Like, why is this wrong? That was like wrong, but whatever. Actually, you know what? I might as well. So this code I'm not happy with, like this coroutine thing. So I'm gonna actually pull in. Let me see. I'm gonna pull in the new version of this that Randy wrote and use that instead, and I'll just update. I don't think much stuff in this version of the game uses it yet, so I might as well. And apparently mine has a bug in it anyways, so it'll be nice to grab this one. So this is the one that Randy wrote, which I think will be nicer to use. The only thing I'm going to change is my delta time doesn't need to be assigned. I don't need to give DT. I can just hard code that. Yeah. But otherwise, this should be nicer than the one I was doing. And then Randy's version doesn't use semicolons on the end, so that's fine. That's no semicolons. And then instead of step, he named it something else that was nicer. Once, and RT once. Whoa. Yeah, I like that more. And then I basically want to say, okay, RT. There's another one that he did. Seconds instead of wait. Seconds instead of wait. Or is there also wait? It looks like there's wait. What's the difference between seconds and wait? Oh, seconds repeats the block and wait doesn't. That's cool. Okay. And then upon. I like upon instead of. That's better. Sorry, I'm just like learning this new code that I'm looking at. So RT upon mover.ground. We run this then. And then instead of, he called it nav restart, I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, my train car uses this. Okay. RT seconds. Once. On. Sorry, I'm just like refactoring code now, which is probably not that exciting, but right, and these he was not putting semicolons after his. And then instead of repeat for, this is left. Wait, the player has a. Oh. I didn't know I was using this in the player. Okay, well, whatever. RT begin, RT seconds. RT once. Oh, this is also using it. RT begin. Okay, this should be good. Oh, sorry, I missed your question. It's OpenGL or Vulkan. Actually, on Windows right now, it's using DirectX 11, and then on on Linux, it uses OpenGL. Jeez, sorry, I'm blanking. DT undeclared event. Oh, whoops. Well, I modified it slightly because I have my own delta time that is always going to exist, so. Something weird's going on. Why am I? That should wait upon this, upon on ground. Is this happening immediately? Like, oh, it is on ground immediately. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So RT upon mover speed dot y is larger than 0. I just don't want to do anything here. And then I want RT seconds like 0.25. I want to set my gravity lower for a bit. Mover gravity 0. Not 0. Gravity is like 100. And then when you start jumping, I want mover gravity to be big. So this should jump up fast and then slowly fall down. I don't know why I did seconds there. That doesn't need to exist. Let's set this to like 240 and then this to 80. Oh, nice, Lulu won. That's awesome. Congrats to Brazil and the rainforest still existing. Are those functions or secretly macros? These are macros, and this is actually a switch statement internally. So it looks basically like switch rt at like dot at case 0 case 1. Yeah. Yeah, so it's it's basically actually a switch statement internally. And so what it's doing is it's running this as a little switch statement, which I really like for little routines. So it's nice and ugly in here, but actually Randy did a nice job of cleaning it up a lot. So this is like I wrote this originally, and then Randy Gall did like a nicer, cleaned up version of it with better words. Okay, and now it should shoot at you, which it does not do yet. And it should probably only start jumping up once it sees you. So, I think I'm gonna add a. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna add a way to for it to notice you. But then once it reaches the peak of the jump, it's gonna shoot at you at least once, maybe multiple times, maybe 3 bullets. I will link if you know the cute headers, that Randy. This Randy. Okay, so once we reach here, I'm actually going to set our mover speed.y 0, mover gravity 0, and then sprite play 2. I'm a bit dead as well, okay. And then RT wait like 1F. That. Oh, I need to set the animation back to fly. What programming languages do I know? I'd say I'm very familiar. I know C# and C++ quite well at this point. And previously I did a lot of ActionScript, which I don't think it really exists anymore. But yeah, these days mostly C++ and C#. I know very well. And then I know JavaScript fairly well. I used to do a lot of contract web design, so I got pretty familiar with JavaScript, and HTML and CSS, but yeah. And then also PHP for a long time, but that isn't as used these days. But yeah, I'd say that the languages that I work with on a day-to-day basis and I know very well inside and out are C# and C++. Those are the ones that I'm really familiar with. And then I can get by in JavaScript. And I really want to mess around with Rust, and I really want to mess around with Zig at some point. Both of those I really want to play around with. Oh yeah, Lua. I forgot about Lua. I really want to mess with those, but I have not had a chance. MATLAB, yeah. I've actually never tried MATLAB. Yeah, PHP is one of the first languages that I really outside of GameMaker. When I did GameMaker, PHP is the first kind of web programming language that I really got familiar with, because it was 2008-ish and PHP was huge. Yeah, I know enough Python to read the code. I've never written Python though. I think I'm just gonna write little projectiles in here. I don't really want to create custom actors for the projectiles, so I'm just gonna make in this FX. This is kind of a weird place for it, but whatever. Bouncy projectile. I don't know how. I'm gonna probably do multiple projectiles in here, so I'll do that. Is this? Oh, these are in line. Okay. What is a good resource to learn DirectX? I would look at, honestly, my biggest suggestion there is to look at existing libraries and see how they implement stuff. If you aren't familiar with how like 3D rendering APIs work, I would maybe look at like a tutorial for OpenGL or something like that, just to understand like what is a vertex buffer, what is a shader. If you don't know that kind of stuff, then doing some kind of OpenGL tutorial might be good. And then after that, once you're familiar with those kind of like general principles, it's a bit easier to jump into other ones. And I learned DirectX by just looking at existing projects that implement DirectX. So BGFX, FNA 3D, stuff like that, that just have their own DirectX implementations you can learn from. I think that OpenGL and DirectX, or like DirectX 11, are easier to learn than modern ones, because modern, like DirectX 12, Vulkan, Metal, they have a lot more setup involved in kind of like getting them going. Even though they are like, you should probably be learning them if you want to. If you're interested in writing that code, they're probably the ones to learn these days, anyways, because they're the future. But they're a bit more, they're more verbose, so they're a bit harder to like just get into. But yeah. But I think I learned DirectX by looking at existing open source libraries, and then honestly the Microsoft docs. Yeah. Recommend jumping into Vulkan without knowing anything about graphic stuff. I have no idea what that would be like, but yeah, I mean, it might be fine. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you. Because, yeah, that sounds like it would be painful to me. I like, even now that I know, like, I'm pretty familiar with rendering systems and how I know how Vulkan and stuff works, and even that, like, setting it all up and shit is like, oof. This should not be here. Where's my bounce bullet too? These should be in projectiles. Builds character. Yeah. Yeah, diving into Vulkan without knowing how rendering works at all. And you shouldn't even know how to program, actually. I think you just like jump in to Vulkan and just go for it. No, I'm joking. I think you should learn how rendering API, like what exists in rendering space before you jump into Vulkan, because it's going to be a nightmare. It's just very, very verbose. So if you don't understand like what the different objects are and stuff you're dealing with, it's going to be confusing. Why did they make it so hard to set up? Yeah, honestly, It's that thing where it's designed for like big teams, right? Like huge infrastructure, big stuff, and less so for individual people just wanting to render stuff on the screen. So I think that's honestly why. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Baron of Shell. Wait, have I seen that? That's really cool. I haven't played any ROM hacks myself, but I've watched Maddie play a bunch and watched streamers play a bunch. That's really cool. Yeah, I definitely will. That sounds awesome. Is this an actual animation? No, this is a single frame, so I don't need an animator, I just need a frame. And then alter frame. What am I doing? I guess I want to move her. I need a collider. F, I think. I won't get any masks, and then mover. What does this take again? I wish Visual Studio would show me the parameters. Okay. Okay. Oh, that does not do that. Okay. Now if we unclog, we're gonna bounce. So, self speed is gonna be vec2f reflect. If I hit dot push out dot normal. Actually, I don't think I want this. Well, maybe I do. Yeah, let's try this, whatever. And then we're gonna have a timer. Yeah, you should. That would be awesome. I understand time constraints, though. Yeah, I'm playing... Let me open it here. I'm playing stuff by Harris Heller, which is like stream safe music. So they made this playlist, or like they have a lot of different albums, and playlists for stream safe music. I don't remember how the timer component works, so I need to look at it. Oh, it has a duration, and then it probably has an on finish. Okay. Say like 3 seconds. On finish. It's gonna equal. Yeah, like that. And actually, I'm gonna add 2 timers. Flash timer gonna equal to like 2.5, and then this we're gonna make our sprite get frame. Oh, this is why I should be an animator, so I can have flashes and stuff like that. Animator sprite play idle. I'm just gonna add an idle frame to this. Give an origin, like 6. And then flash is equal to, I don't know. Yeah, it's a long time. Okay, this should be the bullet. It won't attack yet, but it should shoot and bounce on the ground. So now the hop turret, I already included effects, so that's fine. So then in the shoot, I'm gonna wait like, I don't know, like almost like only a frame or two. I'm gonna say effects, projectile bouncy. In our world, our entity position. Direction is going to be whatever way we're facing, which I guess I need to store. Facing 1. Facing is going to be JSON. Facing get integer. We'll scale our sprite. Scale X is facing. Okay, so much stuff. And then facing is the way we're shooting. Okay, that should do it. I assume it's just lambdas look like in C++. Yeah, these are just lambdas in C++. I mean, there's reasons, but like, I do not understand when languages have lambdas that do not just look like normal functions. It mostly does, but like, the return types are different, so they do this for return type. They need captures. C++, because it doesn't have garbage collection or anything like that, or like reference counting, lambdas need captures, and this is like memory that it holds on to for the duration of the lambda. So I'm not capturing anything in these ones, but if I wanted to, I could say like, oh, you should capture like, I can just do this and I'll capture everything by like copying, or I can say this and I'll capture everything by reference, but I'm not capturing anything. So yeah, this is just what lambdas look like in C++. Okay. Yeah, this actually is a switch statement internally. So it is, this is a switch statement basically, just hidden in these macros that make it cleaner. Oh, oops. I find this really interesting when sometimes C++ like compiler does not catch this, and other times it does, which is fascinating to me. I'm not sure how it decides when it... Wow. Where did you go? It's there. I know it's there. It's creating the bullet. But why is it invisible now? What the fuck? Oh, my facing is 0, I guess? Even though I'm setting it right. Okay, that's kind of scary that it was 0. So if I place a new one... Is it? It's... Wow, it's always 0. Okay, that's really weird. So I need to edit that in the entity editor. That'll always assign it. It was only assigning it when I pressed the button. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the good luck. Yes, that is correct. This library is made with IamGUI. Or this game is created with the IamGUI library. Okay, now if I place one of these, it should have a facing value no matter what. Okay, good. Now it creates the bullet too low. The library is awesome. It's mostly the library that's sweet. So you're probably gonna ask this a million times today, but are you gonna continue with the bird melee main game? I'm not sure yet. We might come back to it, yeah. I could totally see us coming back to it at some point. But yeah, right now I'm feeling a bit stuck on it. But I do like the principle a lot, so we'll see. Okay. But yeah, I do like the concept a lot. But I just have to spend more time thinking about how to actually like make forward progress on it. But I do like it a lot, so I'd like to. Is it called attacker? What's my thing that does damage? Attack. Yeah, this game is I kind of haven't been working on it that much, so it's taken forever. Like I haven't worked on it at all this entire year, so I'm excited to actually make forward progress on it. I'm working on a game called Earthblade right now as my main project, and that's with the same team as Celeste. And it's called Earthblade. Yes, that's correct. Like Kulix Knight said. So, but it is very much in development still. Yeah, Earthblade's taking up a lot of time. So excited to have that finally out of the way so we can work on actual fun things. No, Earthblade's really fun. It's been really fun to work on actually lately, especially. But yeah, excited to share more in the future. We haven't really shared much about it yet, so it'll be fun to show stuff at some point. Okay, so when I attack attacker on it needs to attacker up body graph. Attack I don't really care what those are. Do I have to declare parameter names? I guess I maybe don't. I guess I do want myself though, so I will. And I want like a up, I guess. Yeah. Hello. I'm new to C++ game engine programming. I've been working through game programming in C++, but are there any resources you would recommend? For C++ specifically, I don't really have any good resources, honestly. I learned it, like I only learned C++ about 2 years ago. And I learned it by just like trying to make stuff in it. So I think, yeah, following that kind of thing and then just tinkering around is probably the best way. That's what works for me usually. Yeah, I usually learn things by just trying to implement stuff and then going like reading up on stuff as I go. But that said, I've had a lot of like history programming in other languages. So if you haven't programmed a lot in other stuff, it'll take you longer to pick up for sure. But yeah, my favorite way is to just like try making stuff and then hitting roadblocks and challenges that I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? And then looking at other people's code or basically just Stack Overflowing until I figure out what's going on. Yeah, That makes a lot of sense. I've never done that, but I can totally see something like that being a really good resource. Celeste was made by 3 people. Celeste was made by a slightly larger team than 3, but yeah, it wasn't too big. I think it was around 6 core people, and then a few more doing like various contract jobs for things like the mountain, sound design, localization. We had an editor, stuff like that. But the core Celeste team, people who were working on it like every day, is about 6, maybe a little bit, not even 6, I think. Yeah. Okay, I want to grab that thing now. So the next step is to give the hop turret a grabby. Collider, I guess I want to get masks. Grapple. And then if you grapple it, what happens? So auto grapple. I need to rename this. Grappleable is like the hardest thing to type for some reason. Creations answering some questions. Yeah, I don't mind answering questions. I understand that in a streaming format too, like people come in at different times and stuff, and I don't mind answering the same stuff again. I need to get my mover friction. See, and this is a scenario where I could just do this, right? Or even equals. And I don't have to like consider self, get, mover, speed. I can just say mover speed. And then it does mean it's like kind of creating more memory because it's creating a copy of this variable, which is just a pointer. But yeah, this is like nicer right now. So. That might be way too fast. We'll see. Oops. Okay. Oh, I missed it. How big is the collider on this thing? Okay, so it needs way higher friction or a lot slower that, probably both. I don't know if I should make a... actually, so in this case, I specifically... This is specifically where... Actually, here it's safe. Because I have the reference stored here. So this variable. So using an end here, you're correct, would work. But for example, if I did an end here and use this collider variable... This collider variable is going to go out of scope at the end of this function call, but then I'm using it in here later and it's an end reference. So in this scenario, using an end, a reference, is extremely dangerous because this is going to go out of scope, but then I'm using it here. So that's going to be a use after free error. which is really dangerous. So I am extremely cautious when I use lambdas in C++. If I'm using a reference, like a lambda by reference, a capture by reference, I'm extremely cautious about what I'm doing with them. In this case, mover would be safe, you're right, because mover is stored out here. So it doesn't go to scope by the time this function's over, so it's safe to capture it by reference. But I'm still very, very wary of that kind of thing. And the other thing is, like, this is a weirder example that shouldn't exist, but then I have to think about the lifetime of even this thing. So for example, if this grapple, like, say for some reason this component was destroyed, but this grapple component was not destroyed, then if I'm capturing by reference, this mover variable would be out of scope and it would be gone. So then if this function call, like, this shouldn't be possible anyways, because this function should not be called if this object is destroyed to begin with. But if it was in some weird scenario, capturing by reference here would be a use after free. So I'm very wary of using references like that in lambdas, which is why actually I almost always opt to not use captures at all, and just, you know, I have a function to myself, or a parameter to myself, so I can say, you know, self get mover speed. I could do this, and then I'm not using captures at all, which is a bit, you know, safer. But I usually try to use equals in this case, because equal in this scenario is just it's a pointer anyways, so I'm okay using an equal because I'm just copying the value of a pointer. It's not actually a pointer, it's a mover ref, but it's ultimately a pointer. It's a pointer with some checks on it, so yeah. Yeah, C++ has lambdas. Yeah, C++ 11 introduced it, I think. Why is that so hard to grab? Is it grabbing it more than one? I'm surprised how far it's sliding. Like, friction's really high. Why is it? I don't understand what's going that far. Maybe I don't understand how friction works. Is this doing? What? Well, it doesn't matter because I really want to recode this class. Seems pretty straightforward. I don't know why it's. I feel like it's moving way more than I like. 1600 friction is like so high. I'm honestly not sure if I love how this feels right now in general. Yeah, why is it sliding so much? Like, it's not stopping. Like wait, what the fuck? Is it hitting it over and over again? What the fuck? What is going on? How am I handling garbage collection? C++ doesn't have garbage collection, so there is none. If you're asking how I manage memory, I just it's just kind of explicit. I'm deleting stuff when I don't need it anymore, and doing it when I do. My game objects are like pooled, so they're in like a pool. So I'm not constantly allocating, like, whenever I create a collider like this, add it to an entity, I'm not actually creating a new one. It's using a recycled pool of them. So I have a pool of colliders and a pool of movers and stuff, and it's recycling them and just adding them to different entities. And same with entities, like when I create a new entity, it's actually just like pulling them from a pool. And then when the world shuts down, it actually, like, you know, deletes all that memory. All that memory. So yeah. Why is the friction so weird here though? Is this being called more than once? I feel like it's being called over and over again or something, because I don't know, it just feels like I'm sliding around a lot. It's not. Where the friction value isn't being used? Am I overriding it? No. Yeah, I really want to recode this thing. This should just be working though. I pre-allocate some at startup. No, actually I don't pre-allocate at startup really at all. It creates more components as it needs them and then recycles them. So it's like it's allocating more as the game runs, and then it'll reach a kind of equilibrium where it doesn't really need to allocate more. So it's kind of it's like a growing buffer that grows as more stuff is allocated. Yeah. Is there a different state when the mob is underneath the ground? Yeah, there kind of is. Like, it's kind of in... yeah, but the friction should be the same, which is what I don't understand. Because, like, it's modifying its Y velocity and its Y gravity and stuff, but it's not touching friction. Like, it shouldn't make a difference. I need to make a state... I would like to make a state for actually, like, if you grab it, it changes state. But I don't actually understand why it is doing this. It's really strange. It seems like it's different. Like, why did it stop there? Am I setting its X when it jumps? I'm not. I'm only setting the Y. Oh, is it hitting the... Is that possible? Yeah, it really shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be touching the player at all. Yeah, there it goes through. I don't really care like what the values have to be. It's just weird that it's like different. Like, why is it sometimes longer and sometimes... Yeah, I might have to look at this. I'm not even sure when you should be able to grab this thing. It feels like maybe only when it pops out of the ground, I think. So like when it's in the ground, I'll do that and then I'll look at this more in a second. Yeah, I want to do it so that I'm going to make this state longer so you have more time here. So it's hiding in the ground. And then right here, so I want to have a grapple ref. So I'm going to hold on to this. And then right here, it's going to say that grapple type is equal to grapple type pullable. And here it's going to be grapple type none. And then once it's flying, that's fine, you can grapple it. And then once it's hiding again, you can't grapple it anymore. What the hell? What the absolute heck? I would like to know what the hell is going on. Is friction like... Yeah, I don't know. Why is it acting weird? Oh, hey, Ray March. Thanks for the raid. I like your username. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I like your username. Raymarch is a good username. I am working on video games, and I'm trying to figure out why my friction on this object's all weird. Oh, dang. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out... I'm working on this, like, little projectile, or this little hop turret thing. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out why it's so messed up. Okay, well, there's something else I want to do, which is I want to cancel into the... I'll start working these other things where... I actually want to go into like a state where I'm saying I'm grappled. I'm gonna go to the dead animation even though it's not dead. And then here we're gonna say if grappled okay, noted. But yeah, hey everyone, I'm Noel. I'm making a video game really slowly. I'm trying to figure out why my friction's all janky on this enemy. Actually, I'm just gonna see right now, if I don't do anything else, if all I do when I get grappled is just go into some animation. Oops. Yeah, like why does it stop so suddenly? Like why is this like it shouldn't be sliding like that. It should be like an even friction that then just like sets itself to something like what is it doing? I don't understand. This seems like the simplest code ever. Like friction's like some really high value, optional friction value. Like why is our movement code yeah, what is that bullshit? It's like friction doesn't kick in for a while, and then just randomly does, or doesn't? Wait, is it only doing the friction if it's in the air? Is that what it is? It's only doing the friction if it's in the air. What the hell? Why? Friction, I mean, there is ground friction, which is a different variable, but it's 0. And it specifically says if ground friction, like friction is equal to friction. And then do friction. What the hell? What the heck? Hey, Grayson. Hope you're doing well. Trying to figure out why my friction's all fucked up. You're right. Oh my god. Jeez. I can't read code. Blah. Thank you. God damn. My playlist is this one called Stream Beats by Harris Heller, and it's like playlists that are like safe for streaming. Okay, thank you. Finally figured that works. Well, it doesn't work, but it's because the friction's so insanely high. Because I was trying to figure out why it wasn't happening. Yeah, no worries. Okay, this makes sense now. Except I can't hit it. Shit. Fuck. This makes so much more sense. That's what I was trying to do this whole time. I should get slightly higher. I'm not sure if I like how this feels yet, but yeah, I'm misreading like the simplest if statement on the planet. Okay, I want to actually set our speed upwards a bit too. I'm gonna say. Okay, speed X and then self. And then grappled. I'm just gonna hold the floats to grapple. Equal to like 0. Okay, this should be that. And then after we exit this, I want to go to this part of the routine, I think. No, I want to go to this part of the routine. So if this is kind of hacky, 0, yeah. Next by ball. So that should set it to go into that next. This is Visual Studio. I use VS Code a lot, but for C++, I've been using. Okay. This feels kind of like annoying still, but it works. When we land, I don't want you to hide immediately. I want you to go to idle for a little bit. I like that. That feels kind of fun. Okay, I can stop logging out this now. Now I think I want to make shoot actually shoot a few times. So in here I'm going to say shoot count here 0, and then shoot is going to be here. And then IT rate 1 if shoot count plus plus is smaller than. It's 1, 3, and 2. No, now go to next nav go to. What's the difference between goes to names block on the next frame? Oh, okay, so that's nice. But I can do this right now. And then when we start up here, before we shoot, I want to set shoot count 0. Okay. Now I should shoot multiple times. That's more than I thought, and that makes sense because I did plus plus over there. Thanks, I like the front flip too, Grayson. I had a lot of fun with that. I think I want to change how the grappling looks when you can't grapple something. Instead of it being like a hand that gets all messed up and like shakes there, like if I grapple like that, I think what I want it to do is like bounce off, like the glove just like flies away, like it's like reflecting. I think that'd be more fun. But yeah, I think this is a cool start. This is a fun start. I think at this point, I'm gonna probably call the stream pretty soon here, because I've been doing this for quite a while, and I'm getting tired, and I want to have dinner, and so on. But this has been pretty fun. This is a good stream. Got a lot done here. Except, why are you not facing left? Why are you not facing left? I'm gonna fix that first, because that's gonna drive me the wall. Set -1. If button left. Set is -1. What the? Oh. Yeah, I'm hoping for another short week as well. I'm gonna try to stream more frequently. And I say that every time, but this time I actually did it. For the first time in like 2 years, I actually streamed back to back. So maybe this is legit. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it go 2 weeks. Okay, this is ridiculous, and I'm gonna change this because I do not like how this is getting insane. These guys have to only shoot if they notice you. So, and the bouncy should not be based on how high they're going. That's really rough. Ow. That's really rough, but it'll get cleaner. I'm gonna work on that later because I think I have to call it for now because I've been streaming for, how long have I been streaming for? Almost 4 hours. That's pretty wild. So yeah, that was it. That was fun though, and got a lot of headway here. So that was cool. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I appreciate the streams. The music stopped, so I guess that's a good sign. I'll boot it back up for the last 3 seconds. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully it was fun. And I'm going to try to stream again next weekend. We'll see what happens. But that's the goal. The goal is try to keep it going. And then I'll probably work on more of this area. I'm probably going to work on this area a little bit next week, just on the weekdays. And then hopefully I can actually get into doing it on the weekend too. So yeah, okay. Thanks for hanging out. And I hope you all have a good day.